What is going on, guys? It's Extreme here, and yes, I am back. It is time. It is time. Okay, I'm not going to do that. It is time once again for another episode of my Road to Max Prestige, where today, now that I've pulled my mic closer to me, we're going to talk about Sony's press conference. Now, before we get into that, I want to let you guys know right now, this is extremely campy gameplay. You have been warned. Yeah, I can see the hate and discontent in the comment section now. But moving on, I do want to talk about Sony's press conference, and I have to force myself not to talk about Microsoft's press conference, because I really want to separate the two, because tomorrow I'm going to address everything that I say today and everything I said yesterday, and yeah, so stay tuned for that, you guys, as I will be addressing both conferences and what I think both did better and worse all at the same time, and addressing some of the things I may or may not say today and what I did say yesterday. So, right up the chute, Destiny obviously heavily showcased during Sony's presentation, and I don't know if that was the right thing to do. I know that right now Sony and Activision are banking really heavy on Destiny. That said, I kind of got to look at what happened with Titanfall for the Xbox One, and I hope that doesn't happen here, but we'll see. The fact that the one thing that was different from the other guys was, instead of seeing a lot of DLC first, we saw a lot of DLC exclusives, and that kind of made me wonder why that is, and I have yet to find out why. I've been kind of looking into it since I did yesterday's commentary, and so far I can't find dick. So either that's the deal Sony has been making with a lot of different distributors and publishers and game developers, but oh, excuse me guys, sorry. I am thoroughly interested in what the future holds for the PS4 because of this. But I have to talk about the things I liked and didn't like about both presentations. And the number one thing I liked about Sony's presentation was the pacing. With the exception of going balls in with Destiny right from the chute, I think Sony's pacing was good. It was solid up to a point, and then they kind of lost me. When they got to the thing about the whole powers, I literally just clicked fast forward. I didn't actually see it live, you guys. I unfortunately had passed out before the stream started. I woke up about 35 minutes into it, so I was able to cut past that part, just barely. But yeah, that part was kind of meh. I could do without it. The fact that they kind of announced a few bundles that really weren't anything special, specifically the white PS4 releasing alongside Destiny, I gotta be honest with you. Okay, like that's kind of how I looked at it. Like, they're not special. It's just a white PS4 with a white controller. I don't see the hoopla, and that kind of lost me a little bit. What else did I not like? Some of the games they showed just kind of, well, okay. And I know they were mostly indie titles. There was one indie title that I was actually very interested in, and at first, I won't lie, I thought it was a Star Wars game, but it had my interest, and I definitely would want to check that game out. I'm not a big, fighter type fan. Like, I don't like those kind of games, but my little brother does, and he liked it, and he would definitely want to try it, so I'm gonna have to try and get that for him, maybe for Christmas. I don't know when that comes out though, so we'll see. But there were some good notes. The Far Cry 4, really, I thought that was awesome. I thought that was amazing. What else was there? Of course, Destiny. The Order, that looked really good. I mean, the list of things that I liked as far as the games that were shown, is different than yesterday's commentary, but ultimately I have about the same amount of dislikes because, well, actually no, that's not true. I think the order is flipped. I had more dislikes yesterday than likes about that presentation, and I had way more likes than dislikes. But the dislikes I had were actually much stronger because it was kind of like, alright, yeah, my frustrations with these guys, you know, that's that, but you guys are just killing time here. And it kind of seemed like Sony, while they did have better pacing up to the reveal of powers and the discussion on powers, I like the fact that they announced some new hardware as far as the PlayStation TV. They kind of explained further about the PlayStation Network, but again, very cryptic about it, and they really left you wondering, what is the service really all about? Is it strictly dealing with old PS3 games, or what? You know, like, what is this? Is this like a rental service for PlayStation games through the PlayStation Network, through PlayStation Now? What is it exactly? And that was a question I had going into the presentation. I was hoping they would address it, and I still have that question. So obviously I didn't get an answer. The PlayStation TV, I see that being in a lot of hotel rooms. I'm not gonna lie. I see that in a lot of hotel rooms, if not a part of the suite. Like, I'm not talking like shitty hotels or motels. I'm talking like nice hotels like the Hilton, the Carlton, stuff like that. Maybe not the Carlton, but definitely the Hilton and the Radisson and stuff like that. Like those really nice chains, you know, I see that in those hotels. But if it's not something that's in those places, I definitely see it being something that if I ever do get a chance to travel, I would take that with me, you know, for no other reason than, especially if I have kids, it's like, here, play, chill. I'm gonna go bang your mom. Wow, that was horrible. But that's kind of how I view it, and I thought that was a really cool thing. I'm definitely interested in seeing more about that. And if nothing else, it's something you can give to somebody, because it's not that expensive. Other than the fact that you will need the PlayStation Now service. But again, there's so many questions about the service that I don't know if it's a subscription based or it's strictly rental based. I guess we'll find out here in a few months. I don't know. And that was one thing that I really, really was annoyed by, is that Sony left a lot of questions on the table, whereas Microsoft, I don't want to address this, but I have to give that one to Microsoft. And again, I don't want to do the back and forth today, but that's just one thing I want to address today. And overall, again, I think Sony had a slightly better presentation for obvious reasons. They really showcased what the PS4 can do, but they didn't showcase what it will do. That was the thing. They showed you what it can do, not what it will do. And the difference between what it can and what it will do is that what it can do is pretty damn badass, but what will it do? What are the absolute limits that developers can take this system? And I mean, if what we've seen is just the tip of the iceberg, holy crap. The next few years in gaming, if you own a PS4, you're in for a hell of a ride. That's the impression I got from just watching that. And I have no idea why that guy decided to jump off the bridge. If you guys saw him going to go flying off, yeah, I have no idea why he did that. But overall, I think that the positives do outweigh the negatives for Sony, but those negatives were just, god damn it. You know, I hate having questions after an event like that. You know, like, what about this? You know, what about that? You know, why this? Why that? And that's kind of where I'm at with the Sony press event. And I hate that feeling. I really, really do. And it's something that I'm going to have to kind of figure out. And I've done a lot of looking on IGN and a couple different places that are, well, to some degree, respectable. I say that for those that know about the incident that happened on IGN this past weekend. But they're normally almost 100% spot on with their information, so I'll just ignore that for now. But like I said, overall, good show from Sony. I think they were lacking in some things, but overall it was a good show, and I'm thoroughly excited for what is coming on the PS4. I am glad to be a PS4 owner after seeing what I saw. I wanted to see more, and I like that they didn't give you this massive helping of what is coming, and they kind of left you wanting more. You know, that's what I wanted to see happen, and I got that. So I was happy with that, but again, so many questions unanswered, and so little real information given. So we'll see what happens in the next few months as we head into the fall season, though, and when a lot of these games are going to start coming out. And again, Destiny, definitely looking forward to that game, especially before this event. But after what I've seen so far, I can't wait, man. And I hope I get to be a part of that beta. For those wondering, the alpha and the beta, if you have Destiny pre-ordered, you will be a part of the beta. I think it's only on PS4, though. So anyways, thank you guys for joining me. I will be back tomorrow with another one. Until next time, adios, amigos. That was done. Peace. Halo 4, or Halo 5, sorry, multiplayer, which for anyone who's a big fan of Halo, that's going to be a massive selling point. Me personally, I was always interested more in the Halo story than I was the multiplayer, so it don't mean dick to me. I'm just being honest, you guys. I was not a fan of Halo's multiplayer, never have been. It was fun to play with friends, but yeah. So they showed the little cinematic trailer for Halo 5, which was cool, and I liked it. I loved how they basically just took the original cutscene from Halo 2 and threw that in there as part of the story of Master Chief, which, you know, I understand that's a big part of why they're doing this big collection, but